Welcome to Pod. My name is Patrick. I'm the co founder and CEO of Pod. Pod is an all in one workspace where productivity meets enablement for enterprise sales. After talking to many different reps, we came to realize how much time they actually spent doing other things than selling, whether that's updating their existing tools, doing internal coordination, or try to dig up information to help them navigate their deals. The root cause of that problem is quite simple: a fragmented sales tech stack. Reps oftentimes have to manage different disconnected tools, and that reinforces the problem. Reps have to repetitively and manually update the same information across these different systems. And because information is fragmented, they're not quite sure where to find information, what's relevant or up to date, but also when to leverage it. So we've thought about Pod. Our mission is quite simple. We want to supercharge account executives' productivity by helping them to save time every day. We work to make reps more efficient and effective in their day to day work. We like to think about Pod under three main pillars: update, organize, and prioritize. First of all, update. We make it more easy and accessible for reps to access the information that they need in the day to day. So we connect with their existing tools, whether that's their CRM, email, calendar, Zoom, Gong, Slack, name it. We provide a single pane of glass for the reps to review information in real time and make it 10x faster for them to update it. Long gone are the days where they have to go into a clunky Salesforce to update fields and click on multiple tabs. They can do that much more quicker in seconds directly in Pod. Second, organize. A lot of reps have their own way to stay on top of their day-to-day workload. Some of them use a notepad, some of them use stickies, some of them use their calendar or OneNote. We want to bring it all together under Pod to help them to stay on top of their tasks, track them, but also manage their notes in a much more collaborative and intuitive way. Finally, prioritize. That's the most exciting. From the wealth of information existing out there and that we connect with, we want to learn from it and help account executives make faster, better, and smarter decisions in real time. So we embed actionable insights. Those are recommendations, analytics, knowledge articles, alerts, notification directly where they work so that they can stay on top of their deals and have smarter sales conversations. Today, a lot of the reps are using tools that are not built for them. We're building the only sales solution that is built for reps, not their bosses. It's time that we give the power back to the reps. Today, we'll walk you through a demo of our product. The first thing to know about Pod is that you don't log in with a different username or password. You log in directly using Salesforce. This way, it's simple, easy, and it's very intuitive. When you join to Pod, the first thing that you see is this interface, which we call the pipeline view. We understand how important it is for account executive to be on top of their pipeline, to understand what's going on and be able to update it in seconds on the fly. So we've created this interface to help account executive more intuitively and seamlessly navigate that information. We pull information directly from Salesforce to enable account executive to be able to review their opportunities, account, contact, and leads, and configure this view in a way that works best for them. So they can apply specific filters, do different searches, they can configure the different columns that they want to see, for example, the order of these different columns, and they can also decide to add or remove specific columns as they see fit. Also, if they want to go into more details for a specific deal, they can review all the different fields, again, directly pull from the Salesforce instance, like the different fields in the details, as well as the different contacts. In this case, what we want to do as well is to enable the account executives to update that information much more faster. So if, for example, the account executives realize that Carol White is not an evaluator, she is an economic buyer, and she's also the primary contact on this deal, they can do that on the fly. They can also do the same thing for any specific deals, like changing the next steps and updating as well the deal stage. That information is directly synced to Salesforce in a matter of a second. We want to help account executives make faster, smarter decisions in the day-to-day. Two specific use cases that we've implemented in the pipeline view is what we call the top and bottom deals, as well as similar deals. So first of all, the top and bottom deals. We want to help account executives understand where to focus their time. So we create an engagement score based on the sales velocity of a deal, so the speed at which it goes through the sales funnel, based on the number of interactions around that deal and the number of different stakeholders involved. This way, we're able to identify what are the top deals as well as the bottom deals based on that engagement score. The objective here is not to tell the account executive you should do X versus Y, but rather help them understand whether they want to focus on reactivating deals that have gone a bit cold or maybe doubling down on deals that are close to the finish line. Similarly, we've heard from a lot of young account executives that haven't really sold in a specific industry or geography that they need help. And they're not quite sure where to find information or who to go to. So with similar deals, we identify for a specific opportunity, similar deals that have been closed in the past year by the same company. This way, based on a similar industry, a similar geography, or a similar ACV, the rep can feel free to contact an account executive that closed that deal or review additional information to help them navigate their own deal. They don't have to be confused anymore about who to go to or what to look for. They can go straight to best practice. It's very important for us to be able to bring as much insight and information as possible to the account executives so that they can make sound decisions in the day-to-day. So on top of our Salesforce integration, we also integrate with the Google Suite. The user can sign up with his or her preferred account, and information like email and meeting information will directly be pulled into Pod. In this case, we see the calendar view. So the rep doesn't have to move back and forth between their calendar and Pod. They can review information about their day-to-day meetings, and they can also review specific information about their meetings, like who's on the meeting, when is it, what's the Google Meeting link for them to join. In the same spirit, they can also create a meeting directly in Pod. Enter information like the title, the time, date, add a Google Meeting link, description, and participants. And with all that information around the calendar meetings directly pulled from Google, we want to make it much more easily as well for reps to update that information into Salesforce. We don't want reps to spend minutes and hours to manually log in their activities. In Pod, they can click on a specific meeting, select a specific opportunity. In this case, let's choose Dell EMC, proof of concept project, and they click on send. As simple as that. The information, the time, date, the contact, and opportunity will directly be pulled in Salesforce in a matter of seconds. In the spirit of bringing information together, now that we have access to both Salesforce information as well as calendar information, we want to help our reps get a better perspective on the progress of their deals. This way, we've created what we call the activity view, a timeline of activities specific to an opportunity. You can see customer meetings, emails, internal meetings, and phone calls directly in a timeline. This way, your manager doesn't have to consistently ask you the progress on a deal. They can directly go in there. And similarly, it is easier for rep to understand what's been the progress on the deal. A rep can review the details of a specific activity, like for a meeting, who was on the meeting, what was the agenda, or a phone call, who was the phone call with, how long did it last. And they can do the same thing as well with email. In this case, who was on the email and what was the email about. This information is directly pulled both from Salesforce and Google Calendar. Let's now say that a meeting is coming up. You have to gather your thoughts, prepare a list of questions, draw down some notes. Today, a lot of reps use either a notepad, OneNote, maybe Apple Notes as well to draw these notes. It's very disconnected, and oftentimes they'll never refer to it ever again. So in Pod, we want to create a more collaborative, a more insightful and actionable experience with notes. So we created the Document Hub, a single repository where they're able to manage their notes, be able to share it with people, and also sync it to Salesforce much more easily. What we created is a rich text editor, similar to what reps liked into OneNote. They can create different headings, they can include links, quotes, images, table, not a simple HTML note-taking like in Salesforce. But also, we want to make it easier for reps to structure these notes so that it's more easily discoverable down the line. They can assign it to a specific document type, whether that's a simple meeting note or an account plan or a scorecard. They can assign it to a specific meeting, which will then show up directly in their calendar. And they can also assign it to a specific Salesforce object, whether that's an opportunity, a contact, a lead, or an account. By clicking on sync, the note is directly going to be synced into Salesforce. By using Pod's Document Hub, the reps can automatically leverage different templates, can create their own templates, and can also update specific Salesforce fields directly while they're taking notes. There's no need for them to move back and forth between Salesforce and their text editor uselessly. Like any good meeting, there's always a list of action items, of tasks, or things to follow up on. Today, a lot of reps will use their own notebook, Apple Notes, or calendar to keep track of those. These options are not very collaborative and are quite often static, leading to reps dropping the ball on many of these tasks. Today, we want to offer a more simple solution, what we call the Task Manager, a very simple list of tasks that help reps to make sure that they're on top of what's on their plate. In the Task Manager, reps can create new tasks, identifying a title, a due date, an assignee, as well as assign it to a specific Salesforce opportunity. They can also mark any opportunities as completed at the end of the day, or can delete a specific opportunity from that list. That way, we want to avoid reps having the need to guess things. We want to make sure they know what's on their plate at any given time so that they can focus on what truly matters, which is selling. As you've seen in today's video, Pod is the only all-in-one workspace specifically built for enterprise account executives. We help reps review information on their fingertip, update Salesforce 10x faster. We help them with a better note-taking and task tracking experience to stay organized. We also help them to make better, faster decisions on the fly with actionable insights. We've built Pod for reps, not their managers. We want to help reps hit their quota quarter after quarter. We're bringing the power back to the reps.